Episode 37 of the Digital Ramble is protected by Ring. Ring lets you monitor every corner of your property. With a video doorbell at your door, cameras around the house, you can create that ring of security around your entire home. To learn more about the Ring products, go to ring.com.
Well. Hello, Digital Ramblers. How are you? JJ Cannon, co-host with my good friend, Kris Gamble. How you doing, mate?
I'm feeling protected. I'm feeling very secure today.
Man, you look surrounded. You look like you have been circled. The ring circle around you, man. Dude, have you had a good weekend or what?
Another heat wave in the UK. Probably a day for you to probably put a sweater on in Texas, but it's been a heat wave in the UK. We've had a bank holiday weekend, coming towards the end of the school holidays, so we've been out and about again like last weekend, but also doing a bit of DIY at the house.
Yeah, man, show those guns. Show me them guns that you got going on there.
Tan lines.
Look at that. Look at that. You've been hammering away. You got a deck going in there behind the house.
That's right, yeah. Finished the deck. Now I'm on to adding power, lights, and some audio out there.
That's awesome, man. Me and my family, I think last week I was talking about how my kids are getting ready to go back to school, and today we sent them off. Big sis Sage, she is starting high school, and Claire Bear, she's starting 5th grade, and so excited. I mean, you wouldn't be able to tell that Sage was excited by her Facebook post, but she was. And Claire Bear was like, get me to school now. So yeah, man, it was a great weekend just trying to get them all prepared, make sure those backpacks were filled with pencils and, all that good stuff. So, yeah, man, had a great time.
Good. And we're in part 2 now of our road to Denver. We're only a couple of weeks away from touching down in Denver, and we'll be side by side again rather than across this video calls every week. But, we talked about the expo last week, reasons to go to the expo. We got a fantastic reaction to that show. It was, again, jaw-dropping. We've just seen these numbers going up and up and up on the views. Good episode last week.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, our view counts are going up and up, but also our podcast, Gamble. I mean, we're on 11 different podcast channels, and people are really tuning in on a regular basis and listening to the show, and we thank y'all very much. Also, I want to give a big shout-out to all the Patreons that are out there that are contributing to our show on a weekly basis and helping us support this show so that we can actually focus on creating good content that are impactful to our viewers and our homeowners, as well as the dealers that tune in every week too. So thank you very much, guys. And people are always asking, why, who are y'all? Like, who are you two guys? And, why should we listen to what y'all have to say? And, I have an installation firm here in the Houston, Texas area that I've had going on for over 20 years now. And we focus on deploying and creating experiences through technology. And I love talking about these experiences that we're creating for people.
Yeah, and I also run an installation business, but here in the UK. So we're about 100 miles northeast of London. And we've been in business over a decade now. And our mission really is to simplify smart home for our customers and provide that service they need from the moment they plug in the tech. That's where I feel our job is so critical, that we're there to support the technology over the years, and as the home gets smarter and evolves, we're going to be there to work with that homeowner.
Excellent, man. So today we got a special guest, man.
I know.
This is actually our first guest on the Digital Ramble. Like, we've never had a guest on the Digital Ramble before, so this is pretty special time for us.
Yeah, we've not held back on the caliber of the guest either. We've gone straight out of the gate with one of the big players in our industry, and we're delighted to have the general manager of this household brand name, and we're going to get into an interview soon. So, JJ, do you want to get into episode 37?
Let's do it, my man, Mr. Mike.
So, episode 37, first guest on the show, and we are delighted to invite and have with us in the studio in Houston, Andrew Vloyanetes. I hope I've said that right. Andrew is the general manager at Ring. And we reached out to Andrew recently in the build-up to CEDIA, and we're delighted that he can join us in the show. Andrew, welcome.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Nice
to be here.
Well, thank you.
Nice cool day in Houston.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's only 90 degrees outside, and, it's almost a cool front that blew through, so, glad that you could join us for a nice, cool day.
Is that what you're going to say? It's a cool day here?
It's a cool day.
My shoes were stuck to the road outside when I walked in.
Gamble's talking about it being a heat wave over in the UK, and I think it's like 82 or something like that.
They're soft over there.
I mean, and I shoot them like my truck temperature. Like last week, it was like 106 outside, and he can't. There is no response to that. He's like, I think y'all are too close to the sun.
Yeah, you haven't lived unless you've been to Houston in August.
Oh, that's true. But you know what? That being said, we are so excited that you made some time, that you flew down. You're in studio here with us. And if you would, please share with our audience, a little bit about yourself and the Ring team and what you got going on over there at Ring.
Yeah, so first off, thanks to both of you guys for having me here today.
Yeah.
I've watched the show many times, so it's awesome to be able to come to the studio and actually see where you produce this kind of stuff. So,
well, thanks.
Great content, and just happy to be here. So, like I said, my name's Andrew Vloyanetes. AV is fine. Hey, you. Mr. V, whatever you want to go with.
Mr. Goodbeard.
Mr. Goodbeard, whatever it is. So yeah, I'm the GM at Ring. I oversee the what we call the Installed Solutions channel. So for globally, I lead the strategy and execution for all the business around the world for how we as Ring go to market through the professional install verticals. So I've been in consumer electronics since I was 15 years old.
Wow.
I've never worked in any other industry. Super passion for IoT, tinkering with stuff. I'm a huge audio nut. I'm a closet hi-fi person also. So just been around the industry my whole life and wouldn't want to do it any other way. Prior to joining Ring, so I've been at Ring for day 90 now.
Wow.
So they consider me a veteran now for being there for 90 days. But prior
long-term employee.
But prior to that, I spent the last 10 years at Sonos and just had an amazing journey and ride there. Once in a lifetime opportunity. Hopefully, this is the second in a lifetime opportunity here at Ring right now. So
that's two amazing brands.
Amazing brands that are to me just so laser line focused on the customer and so laser line focused on how they actually bring great experiences to life and ultimately change the world, make the world a better place. Sonos, it was listening better through music, and then at Ring, it's reducing crime in our neighborhoods. And that's just two great things to be chasing when you're working. So
yeah, and that's something that we're going to get into, as we work through this podcast and through this show, is how Ring has truly impacted neighborhoods, and created an environment that people can share information to truly, help each other out instead of it being a singular structure. It's more of a neighborhood. It's more of a, takes a village.
Yeah.
It takes a neighborhood type of. It's what y'all are building that's so impactful. So we're going to get into that here in a little bit.
So I would say in the last decade, Ring has gone from startup to being one of the most well-known home tech brands on the planet. It's synonymous with the video doorbell. It's got that brand awareness that you can't buy. People just talk about their Ring doorbell. Like your Dyson or your Hoover. Yeah. And tell us about the origins of the company Ring, because I know it's got a great history even in the short time that it's been around.
Yeah, Gamble, don't give us too much credit. It's only 6 years. So the company's been around since 2013. Jamie Siminoff, the founder of the company, still runs the company today.
Right.
Amazing leader, visionary founder. That again, starting the company, it was just reducing crime in neighborhoods. Stayed very tight to that mission and everything we develop today and how we come to market. Anything that we do, it's with that focus in mind. If you're in Ring and you bring a business plan forward, if it doesn't follow that, it's not going to get approved. And so, he started the company in Santa Monica, California, where we're still based today as our global headquarters. Started out of his garage, so your typical tech story, starting something out of his garage. And in fact, the building that we started the company in is still the building that we use today. So there's still an old garage there. That was the first building that we had. and it still very much feels like a startup and still has that kind of attitude to it. But yeah, it's amazing to see what the company has gone in 6 years from a startup, we'll call it a failed Shark Tank bid to try to get funding from the sharks.
I bet you they're kicking themselves now on that one.
I bet you they are. and then to see Jamie go back and actually be one of the sharks on an episode earlier this year, which is seeing it come full circle, was pretty cool to watch.
That's got to be so rewarding.
Yeah.
To have an idea, because my understanding is that it was a request of his family member, his wife.
Yep, his wife.
And she was like, Jamie, I really would like to be able to see what's happening at the front door. Is that correct?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, as black as white as that, it was bred out of that idea, and that Jamie looked around and there wasn't a product out there that would fit the bill, and so decided to create it himself. The original product called Doorbot. So if you do any kind of searching and you want to see the origins of the company, Doorbot was the first company as they brought it through Shark Tank. And then quickly after that became Ring. But Shark Tank really gave them the exposure and put the company on the map at that point.
So what was the main purpose of that? Was there crime, or did she see the need? Was she uncomfortable? What has really been Ring's impact on the neighborhood as this product is launched?
Yeah, I mean, I think again the idea that there has to be a better way to do it. That mantra and that feeling is something that's just always been strong at the company. And if you think about it, I mean, I had this, I'll give you a personal experience before I came to Ring. We had people opening up car doors all throughout my neighborhood, opening car doors, taking all the change, taking anything that wasn't bolted down and moving on to the next house. And some people had different brand cameras. They had, full security systems that were installed, or they had some DIY stuff that was on the market at the time. Nothing ever stopped the crime from happening because it was a single point experience. Somebody would get a video, they would then hand it over to the police, and that's what happened in my neighborhood. Once Ring came into my neighborhood and we were all able to share the videos amongst ourselves when something happened, the crime immediately stopped in my neighborhood. It was like a game changer for us. And just the fact that you can do that, even if you don't own Ring product, you can do that. So if you just download the Ring app today, don't own any Ring product, you can be part of the Ring community to then be able to see all the videos of all the crime that's happening in your area. And what's really cool about that is it's not just about crime. We also have some fun at Ring too.
Oh.
So you can see bears, you can see wildlife, you can capture all kinds of stuff that you didn't even know existed in and around your house.
Now, from the start of that simple idea of a doorbell video camera, I mean, Ring has really expanded their line. And Gamble, talk about some of the different things that might be highlighted there behind you, but like the video doorbell was a game changer.
Yeah. I mean, I think the video doorbell got us started, right?
Right.
Like that's the product that we're best known for. But what's really happened here, and Gamble's grabbing some of them there, is that we've now built an ecosystem of products that all work together.
Right.
Again, staying true to the mantra of reducing crime in neighborhoods. So you have a lot of different flavors of doorbells, right? So you can have doorbells that are battery operated. You can have doorbells that are run off the existing wires for your existing doorbell inside your house. But then also, if you wanted to go more with an install product, we make a doorbell that can be hooked up through PoE,
right?
So that it can run hardwired into your network inside your house.
And for consumers that don't really understand what PoE means, it's power over Ethernet. And so that cable that traditionally might be used to plug into the back of your computer, that same kind of cable can be used in a lot of the new construction homes. They're running a Category 5 cable to your doorbell, and so it can be configured to where you can plug it in and provide power, but also a hard wire to your network in order to provide you ultimate reliability.
I'm really impressed by the use of batteries in the doorbells, and it means that people can very quickly get some protection at the front of their house. And the batteries have improved over the years. The product has evolved, and I like the hot swappability of the batteries for the doorbells. It just makes installation fast, and it means you're up and running in no time.
Yeah, and what's really interesting about that too is that you can add doorbells too in places that you may not have a doorbell currently. So in my house currently right now, I have one of our Ring Doorbell Pros for my front door where my doorbell normally is. But then I took one of our Ring Video Doorbell 2s, it's battery operated, like you were just saying, and put it at my back door, and which is able to adhere it to the side of the house, to the back of the house. And now I have a doorbell where I never was intended to have a doorbell.
Right.
And I'm able to have coverage in my backyard very easily now too. And the battery life is phenomenal. I mean, I think I'm up to 8 months without having to charge it.
Really?
Doesn't get used a lot, keep
Yeah.
in mind, but I'm up to 8 months and I haven't had to charge it yet.
I think that that there are like 5 different video doorbell solutions. There's like the video doorbell, the video doorbell 2.
Yep.
You got that video doorbell Pro, which is a little bit more of a narrower profiler. You got that video doorbell Elite, which is the one that has PoE and you can recess it into the wall. That's super cool. And then you got the new Door View Cam, and at least it's new to me. And I put it into my space. We have an apartment, and it's excellent because you replace the peephole. And yeah, there you go. Gamble's got it right there. And you replace the peephole with the Door View Cam, and you can still look through the peephole, but now it's like your traditional Ring doorbell, and it's battery operated because you can't really get a wire to it. And we're up to 2 weeks on ours, you know, as far as battery life. And I'll check here during this conversation and see where we're at on our battery life.
Right.
But I love it.
Well, the product, look, I mean, I hate using the word game changer too much, but like the product took a doorbell. It's been there for how many years? I mean, people have been around for 100 years probably, right?
Yeah.
And saw an opportunity where you could make that experience better for the homeowner. And really think about all the apartments in the world, or condominiums or townhomes, where you don't have a traditional doorbell, but you still want the same level of security, and that's where Door View Cam comes in. My favorite part about Door View Cam is that it has a knock sensor in it.
Oh, yeah.
So when you install it, if somebody doesn't have to push your doorbell, they can just knock on the door, and the product actually senses a knock, and it'll send the alerts through the house.
Yeah.
So really cool.
And you can receive the alerts whether somebody pushes the button or knocks on your Echo Show, or on your Echo Dot, or you know, it also come through your mobile device. So a tremendous amount of flexibility on how you can view that product. One of my favorite stories that I like to share, and I've shared it on the Digital Ramble many times actually, is a client kept saying she had a gazebo way down by the lake. And she was concerned about her husband and the dogs in particular, because she had some really valuable dogs, and her husband was also getting older, and the grandkids, just everybody's down by the lake, and the house is way up, you know, up on the property, and trying to communicate. The kids, not everybody has a cell phone. It takes some time to dial up the cell phone, but she wanted a way that you could quickly access the house. And so what we did was we put one of those Ring doorbells, the 2, because it has a 1080p resolution, down on the gazebo. And she had good Wi-Fi across the entire property. And so now whenever, you know, maybe there was a challenge with the dogs, maybe the dog fell in and you don't want to leave the dog, or, you know, the kids wanted some lemonade, literally they would hit the doorbell and it would chime the house, or it would ring, right, Gamble? We've talked about this several times. It would ring the phone, and she'd be able to communicate with everybody down at the lake. And so it was a very affordable intercom system that we had deployed for them, and used you know, the doorbell, the video doorbell, in a very unique way. The other cool thing is that we also put it on a solar panel. So you got that video doorbell that has a solar panel. You can recharge the battery as long as you got some really good sun. And down at the lake you definitely have plenty of sun, and so we didn't have to run power to it. So that was a cool scenario that we used it in a unique way.
You know, we talked about the video doorbell being part of the origin story of Ring, but over the years we've seen new products arrive, and the next product that came into the range was a range of cameras, and now there's a number of different cameras available. But what I liked about the Ring cameras is they're merging with lighting. When I first saw the spotlight and the floodlight cameras, which you're going to tell us about, it was like, why has nobody ever thought about this before? When I saw it, and the form factor and the design, and the output from the light was excellent, and all the features of the high quality cameras, motion sensors, and a PIR for your lights. The cameras have become a a vital part of your home security. You talk about the doors, but this is covering all corners of your property.
Yeah, and I think you really break it down into there's 3 different aspects of Ring. There's the indoors, there's the outdoors, and then there's the neighbors aspect of it. So on the indoors, for us, it really starts with the security system. So about a year ago, Ring launched our first ever Ring security. And so this is a monitored security setup for $10 a month. So you buy the hardware starter kit for $199 MSRP in the U.S., and then for $10 a month, you get full professional monitored security. So somebody breaks into your home, the police will show up. Somebody breaks a window or there's motion detected inside the house, the police will show up at your house. And so that's really the foundation of the security side of things is how do we protect it in the normal sense of how security systems have proliferated. We just do it in a much lower price per month price point at $10, which is game changer, I'd say, on the price side of things. The second piece is we also have cameras for inside. So we have what we call our stick-up cam, which is an indoor-outdoor. It can be battery operated or you can plug it in. And it's a camera that's all motion-driven, activity-based inside the house. So if you want to, for me, I keep mine at my front door. So when my kids walk in the front door, I can see they came in through the doorbell, but I can see that they're actually inside the house by the stick-up cam. So that's really the other part of the aspect of it is how do you monitor the inside if you choose to do so. And then the doorbells, we covered the outside. I mean, that really starts with the doorbell. But then to what Gamble was saying really goes towards my favorite product, which is the floodlight cam, which it's just, again, motion camera, motion lights on your house have been the same for a long time.
Right.
There's got to be a better way to do it. And so you already have the wiring there, hire an electrician or if your state requires it, somebody else to come take out the old analog light that's been there for 20 years and drop in the floodlight cam from Ring. Super bright LED, super efficient also, has the camera built in as well. And then also we have our camera for outside that doesn't have floodlights attached to it, but it does have lights on it, and that has camera built in also too. So and then lastly on the outside part of things, it's all about lighting. So if a good security deterrent is the lights coming on if somebody is approaching your house that you don't want to, or if you're coming home late at night and you want the lights to come on. We sell a full range of lighting that runs off of batteries, and it starts at $25, $24.99 for the lowest price.
One of
light.
those?
Yeah. Well, that's not the one that's 24, but I don't know if you have it there behind you. But yeah, I mean, very affordable, runs off of batteries. You get about a year's life on the batteries with moderate use, so you're not talking about swapping batteries every 2 weeks. It runs off of C and D batteries, and they'll last you about a year with moderate use. So that's the last piece of the equation. And then lastly is the Neighbors app, just the crowdsourcing reduction of crime that we talked about.
Yeah, we like that. I like the Spotlight cam.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a super cool camera that we've deployed on a lot of clients, and the flexibility of the solutions that you have. Because you can do it with the solar powered, or you can do it with a battery swap, or you can hardwire it in. And there is so much flexibility that you have with your products. There's an answer for almost every need. Yeah. Where in the past you had to get a wire there. I mean, in some applications it just can't be done. I mean, for us, we at least have sheetrock, and we can cut sheetrock over in the UK. Man, you got to get a hammer out to get a wire. Yeah. and so solar is a pretty nice option for you guys over there.
Yeah, battery-powered tech really resonates with my business. Being a big fan of retrofit and quick installations. Battery technology is improving all the time. Obviously, the introduction of LED lighting has made the power consumption very low. Solar is another method which gives you that constant trickle of power that you need, and if you can run less wires, then we've all seen these houses with unsightly cables on the outside and different colors, and they're never straight, and the horrible drilling through the wall, and it's never finished nicely. So if you can minimize that and reduce the acne on homes, but provide the services needed, the lights, the security, and the protection of the home, it's a good time to investigate wire-free tech for your home.
Yeah, And lastly on that point too, both of you, it's all about the ecosystem of the stuff working together. So all the technology that we're talking about and all the different products, and it is a lot of different products for different scenarios to meet every need. It pulls it into one simple to use app. I think that's very important because you're going to engage with this technology a lot, and it has to be easy to use for you to be happy with it, and that's what we do. And again, the $10 a month with a security system covers the cameras also.
Oh, really?
So one thing I forgot to mention too. So $10 a month covers all your security monitoring and free 60-day recording of your videos on all your camera devices too.
Can you buy it in a year block?
You can, and that's the way I'd recommend to do it. So it's $100 a year, so it saves you a little bit of money if you do it for the year.
And is that alarm and cameras and recording $100?
$100 covers everything. You can do if you just have one camera. If you just have a single,
is that a disruptor?
That's a disruptor. We call that a disruptor.
Golly.
It's just cloud storage, right?
Yeah.
There's got to be a better way to do it. So there is another option though. If you did have just a single camera, you had just a single doorbell, and you didn't have any other Ring product outside of that, $3 a month will cover that one camera, the one doorbell. But most people are going to.
Who buys one? I mean,
Yeah.
Gamble. We install a tremendous amount of Ring, and I don't think I've only installed one Ring product ever. It's always in multiples to where we'll do a doorbell or a spotlight or a floodlight camera. I mean, a stick-up camera inside the house. We have clients. I don't know what it is. Drew, I don't know what it is, but clients like watching their dogs. They want to have a camera on their dog so that they can actually, through the app, which is fantastic. We love the app. It's so user friendly. It's easy to find, things that have happened throughout the day, whether it's motion or, whether it's somebody communicating. Communicating can be a dog barking, and it's really easy to where you can direct dial and what caused that action, and so clients can go back and review that, but they like hitting a button and being able to say, hey, dog, hey Shaggers, how you doing today?
So your dog Shaggers?
Yeah. How you doing today, Shags? And he can look around like, am I hearing things? What's going on in here? So but the stick-up cam is a great solution for, for checking on your pets. Or also making sure that the kiddos have gotten, home or in the house safely.
Yeah, I travel a lot for work. I mean, I'm on the road a lot throughout the year, all around the world, and being able to check in on my family and make sure like that, you can't put a price tag on that. It's super important. And,
right.
And once in a while, I'll check in with my dog.
Right. That's cool. And that price, man, $100 a year.
Yeah.
That's just ridiculously affordable, and the reliability, is fantastic.
Yeah.
So. Gamble, you and I were getting ready to go over to CEDIA.
We're on the road to Denver.
Yeah.
What's happening in Denver?
Well,
something coming up?
Yeah, we got this CEDIA Expo. It's going to be in a couple of weeks. It's going to be September the 9th through the 14th is when Gamble and I were going to be over there.
Oh, cool.
And we're taking the Digital Ramble, to the Expo like we did last year. And we're going to all of our favorite booths. And the manufacturers that truly impact our businesses, as well as integrators around the world, everybody shows up. There's like 20,000 people that show up to the CEDIA Expo. CEDIA stands for Custom Electronic Design and Installation Association, and we go there. I've taken my employees. I've gone myself for many, many years. I've been a member for many years, and we're able to take courses from manufacturers. Is Ring offering any courses?
We are, yeah. So Ring will be there, going bigger than we ever have. We're going to be in more places, doing more things. On Thursday from 1 until 2:30, and then also from 4 to 5:30, we're doing some training classes too for anybody that comes, wants to get trained up on Ring, hear all about the new latest and greatest software and hardware. Come there. You can come see us at our booth, booth 3220. We'll be there also.
Yeah, and so, because of manufacturers like Ring, that's why integrators and installers like myself love to go. We want to be educated. They got a lot of different types of business courses. They got design courses. If you're doing highly engineered systems, they also have those types of manufacturers there as well. But what can we look forward to? So y'all got I was looking at like the layout of the show, and it looks like y'all have a pretty large footprint this year.
Yeah.
I mean, bigger than last year, no doubt about it. Tell me, when integrators show up, what should they anticipate seeing over at y'all's booth?
Yeah, so we almost doubled our booth size this year versus last year.
So not a little bitty house.
Not a little bitty house. We have a little bit bigger house this year.
Right.
And really what integrators can expect from us at CEDIA is just to learn about the products. I mean, in the past year, security has become an even bigger piece of our portfolio. Lighting solutions. We have the new door view cam. And then also we have our Works with Ring program too, which is how our products work with other manufacturers' pieces out there. So door locks and electrical switches and some other stuff that works with our product. We're going to have a garage and we'll have a little workshop to show you how all the stuff works together with some partner products in there. And then definitely come by and see us at the trainings to really go deep with us. And we might have one or two surprises up our sleeve.
Ooh. Anything you want to talk about now, or do we
nothing
just have to? Maybe we'll talk about it on the Digital Ramble when we get over to CEDIA.
When you get over, come see me, or stop by the booth and you'll see what it's all about.
Epic, love that.
Yeah, I've always found the Ring booth. I've been to the show the last 2 years. I've always found it a great place to hang out. So I'm delighted to hear it's got bigger, but it's always been a very welcoming booth, knowledgeable staff, friendly staff. So I'm excited about seeing it again because it's such a welcoming space. It's not confined. It's very free flowing and lots of things to press and touch and knowledgeable people to talk to. But one thing that Ring have been very vocal about recently is the commercial use cases for Ring products, how a business should be using the Ring products to protect it. Tell us a little bit more about the commercial opportunities and some of the scenarios that Ring products are being used for in a business.
Yeah, and I think when you go back to this reducing crime idea, businesses are in our communities, right? The local pizza shop, the restaurant down the street, the local hardware store. I mean, these are part of our community. And if you're really staying true to the fact that you want to reduce crime, you have to be able to bring offerings to the commercial world to be able to do that as well. And so that's really what it was bred out of. But honestly, we started to see people taking our products into commercial spaces. So building that I walked into this morning, office building has Ring doorbells all over the place outside of the office building. So I think there's this dire need that business owners want to be able to protect their business just like they do at their home. And so we saw the need to start to create some programs, some packages, and then also make sure we're compliant in commercial spaces, which is a little bit different than residential. So definitely a journey that we're on with the commercial product. But right now, if you go to the website, you'll see For Business, and you can check out all the details of our For Business product, but still the same low price of $10 a month to monitor your business as well, too.
That's wonderful. And monitoring liabilities is a big one for commercial spaces, and making sure that you're aware of what might happen at your place of business, and sometimes there's unique areas that you have to place cameras in a way that trying to get a wire to it is challenging, but also accessing it quickly is important. That's what I love about the app. I've touched on it briefly before, and for those of our listeners that have not explored the Ring product, please take a look at it and really look at the app, because that's one of the big challenges that we had in the past with more of the traditional offerings of surveillance. It was challenging to navigate through recordings and trying to find an event that had happened, and could it be done? Yes, but the time that it took, it was just almost unbearable. I mean, you're already frustrated. I mean, you're already in pain of whatever that situation might happen, and I just want to get to it now. I want to see what happened, like, now. Don't make me go 30 minutes trying to find the stinking event.
Well, and that's what, honestly, the best part about it for me, for my house, is that all of the recording is activity-based. So you're not sifting through, like, just dead video of stuff that's happening there. It's recording when it notices motion or something happens, or if you're live viewing it. I mean, think about, like, a business owner or a homeowner. If there's an area of your house where you know there shouldn't be motion, and you get that alert on your phone that says, hey, motion was detected here, I mean, you click on red on your phone, you're instantly viewing that video, talking to that person if you want to, or sounding an alarm if it's one of our alarm products too.
Right.
So you're right. Quick access to that stuff is killer.
Oh, love it.
I think that's where Ring has really gathered such popularity and affection by the user, is that they have this positive experience with it. This, one press and you're immediately taken to the stream of video. And if they've had security cameras in the past, they've often had quite a frustrating experience with it, very clunky. You see so many people, I don't use the cameras anymore. I don't use, they give up with some of their security products. They don't set the alarm system anymore because it's a horrible experience. Ring really changed that by going, from the user experience first, I assume, and reversing back from that. It's always been a positive interaction with your home security with Ring.
Yeah.
One of the things that I'm starting to see pop up on a regular basis is like America's Funniest Videos. Was that even expected that like Ring would start creating some fantastic content that would make people laugh? And I think like last week we posted on our website is the one where the kid's there to pick up the dad's daughter on a date, and the dad's questioning, this guy and making sure that his daughter is home by a certain time.
Yeah.
And it's just great to watch.
Oh yeah, I tell you, the fun aspect of what you catch on your cameras is fantastic. I had a neighbor last week who was showing me bears wrestling in her backyard, black bears in northern New Jersey, and just being able to capture that stuff. You didn't even know that existed because you weren't home, or it was in an area of the yard where you don't watch. It's fantastic to see some of the content that people catch and post.
I mean, it's so fantastic that Ring's actually created Ring TV. Yeah. And do you have to be a member or anything like that to check it out?
So you do need to have an account. Well, you can check it out without having an account, but if you want to post videos or share any of the stuff, you need to have a Ring account. Yeah. But that's the best way to learn about it. Just download the Ring app, start to play around with it. And you'll really figure out how easy it is to use.
Gamble, do you have a favorite video? I mean, Ring TV, you can check it out at ring.com, and right up there at the little bar up at the top, you can click Ring TV and check out a bunch of videos.
I do like videos that have that capture a moose on the loose. We don't have them in the UK, so I show my son, look at this. He's like, what's that? What's that, Dad? Is that a deer? No. It's. So when I see footage of a moose on the loose, I find that hilarious.
Yeah.
Man, Ring has really, Disruptor, it's even taken your traditional camcorder to task. You can't, you just set up your Ring doorbell and it's starting to record content.
Yeah.
It's great. I think it's really cool. All right. Ring Neighborhoods.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little bit about that. Now, this is a separate app from your viewing app. Is that correct?
Nope, it's all built into one app.
It's
all built into one app now. So you'll see on the bottom, actually, when you open up the app on the top, if there was somebody posted something in your area, it'll say, hey, one new incident. Do you want to check it out? And then what's really fascinating about it is you can change the radius of how far out it'll report. Mm-hmm. So if you wanted to just have it, 2 miles around your house, you'll just get alerts that are somebody posted something within 2 miles of your house, or you can spread it out to 10 miles. And anybody that uploads a video, it could be nefarious, or it could be a bear, it could be a moose in the UK. It'll post on there, and you'll be able to view it, and then people can comment on it. Like, hey, I recognize that person from my house. Here's my video. So it really becomes that interactive, getting neighbors to talk to each other. And what's really fascinating is if you get like a whole community or a whole development using it, the crime just goes away, because people are being able to share this with the police department, be able to share it with other neighbors. And then around the country, you'll see too with the Neighbors app that police departments are getting involved also, to where they're being able to share the videos also, and be able to put out a beacon that says, hey, this is the police department. We recognize this. Does anybody have video? And they can communicate to you through the app also. So really about that crowdsourcing, reducing crime, which is awesome. But there's also a lot of fun in there too.
Right.
I'm just a huge fan of any business that has this conscience, that wants to improve the quality of life for people in towns, villages, cities. And that you just mentioned it briefly, but getting neighbors to talk to each other again. That honestly, people come home, they get out of the car, they walk in their door, they lock the door behind them, they turn on that TV, and they don't see anybody. They get up early, they go back in their car, and they drive the hours, commute to work, and they work 11, 12 hours, and then they come home again. So if there's any way that we can start to have conversations again with the people that live around us, I'm a huge fan of that, and I'd love to see neighborhoods coming back, and technology being one of the factors that has brought them together.
One thing that I saw a post, I think maybe it was in LinkedIn or maybe in Facebook or something like that Ring is considering or does have a couple of retail locations that are popping up. Are those pop-ups or are they?
So we just so they're permanent locations right now. We just opened up one in Mall of America. That was our latest one that just grand opened, and really it's about connecting tighter with the communities in those markets and having people have a destination where they can come see, experience, test, talk to a knowledgeable staff to help recommend the products or just answer questions if they have existing stuff. So there's somebody on our team I'm going to give a shout out to, Abby, who does a phenomenal job with the stores, developing them out and making sure that they get off the ground. And more to come on that, but they're a fantastic place if you have one in your local area, and you can go to ring.com to see if there's a local store in your area and check it out and just go peruse and ask people questions. It's a great space to be able to do that.
Put your hands on it.
Put your hands on it, test it, and ask questions and get answers.
One of the things that's kind of challenging to communicate and something that you really need to see is that the interaction that it has with, let's say, an Echo Show or an Echo Dot, and really understanding the impact of that. In the past, we used to do some really complicated, highly engineered things to distribute your cameras on your displays throughout your house. And now everything can easily be done. Well, sometimes it's challenging for clients, and that's why you need to find a custom installer or a home technology professional to come help with some of these applications. But you can put it on a display, and actually that display can be in your bathroom, it can be in the kitchen, it can be on your bedside, wherever you'd like it to be, with setting it up to the network and making sure that skills are enabled. And
I think that's one of the biggest benefits of seeking out a pro. Yes, the Ring product is DIY, and there's some products that don't lend themselves so much to DIY, but for the most part, the product is DIY. But I think to get the most benefits out of it and to really go deep with the product, an install professional is really going to be able to recommend the right setup, the right products, but that also educate you on how to use it to get the full benefits out of it.
How can you maximize it?
Yeah, get everything. You're paying $200 for a piece of hardware. How do you get everything you can out of that? And like to your point, I love in my house when somebody presses my front Ring doorbell, and my Echo Show instantly shows that person on the other side of my house on my screen. Or I can say, Alexa, show me the front door, and it'll instantly pop up, the video on that screen. I mean, that's like Jetson type stuff that we're able to do today. And I think customers really enjoy that aspect of it. But again, getting it all functioning, working properly, and educated on it, seek out a professional if you want that help.
Yeah, if you don't know, find a home tech pro. That's something that we've been trying to brand here at the Digital Ramble, because a lot of these devices are branded as DIY. And for a certain aspect of them, you can set it up, but maximizing that product's potential, and Gamble, it's the same thing over there with you guys as well. Maximizing its potential, understanding how it operates is challenging, and sometimes frustrating in a sense to where, why did I buy this? And it gets sent back. And in reality, it's more of the understanding of how it can be maximized. Are you seeing that, Gamble?
Yeah, I've gone as far as seeing people that have purchased the Ring products and have never got around to installing them because it wired to their doorbell, their existing doorbell. They were unsure about that. Although for us three, it's probably a very simple task. But if you're unsure about it, then you will have hesitance. So, that's why my business have these very simple, low-priced, easy-to-access installation services, just to relieve these minor frustrations you have with audio, video, security, lighting, simple tasks for our business that we can do dozens of these installations a week, but it means you get the customer all set up with their tech, show them how to use it. And one of the things I love showing people is I ask them, do you have a Fire TV, plugged into your TV? To show them that, with the Alexa remote and call up their front door on a 65-inch screen. That is just wow when they see their whole front lawn, their vehicles, their kids playing, and they can see that on the TV in the kitchen or the lounge because they've got a Fire Stick plugged into it. That's a wow moment.
In high resolution.
Oh yeah, it looks great. Colorful. The motion's good. But I would say, like any smart product that's wireless and needs Wi-Fi, you've got to get good quality Wi-Fi to the product, and having a device on the outside of the building can, reduce the Wi-Fi quality. So investing in good Wi-Fi systems, etc., that's where your pro can really complete the installation fully by ensuring that the product's got the best signal as well.
That being said, Gamble, one of my, and it just triggered something in my head is the chimes. And they got that Chime Pro that allows you to convert that Wi-Fi that's inside your house into y'all's particular frequency that then relays it out to the front door. And so there is a solution for extending, or it's kind of like a cheater per se. And what's cool about the chimes, people, is that it's like your doorbell chime, or it takes the place of your doorbell chime. And what I love about it, what really I enjoy about it is, let's say, have you ever had anybody have a traditional doorbell out by the pool?
Never.
But with the doorbell, with the Ring chime, you can put one in the backyard.
Put 5 of them around your house if you want.
Yes, and so upstairs, down the hall, around the corner where you never could hear the doorbell ring, you now can expand it to wherever you need it. Or if you're in the backyard with the fellas and you're barbecuing and one of your buddies show up and they hit the doorbell, you can now hear it back by the grill. With the waterfall, happening, you can hear it.
Yeah.
And so I love that about the chime.
Well, and you can change the chime too, which is pretty cool too. Like, I think there's 15 or 20 different sounds that you can have. So different times of the year, you can change it to something else. Or if you want to randomly change, the chime that you have, you can. You're not stuck with the one sound over and over again like you are with your old mechanical doorbell.
Yeah, and Halloween is coming up, and we had a good friend, Alan, last year, with his whole system, and the kids would come up during Halloween, and he had that thing all tricked out to where they'd hit the doorbell and go, ooh, and then lights go off. I mean, because you can do some really cool if, then, that, this, ifs,
IFTT,
kind of interactions with the Ring product, and really get it to do some cool functionalities.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. So, all right. So, for the integrators that are watching, y'all are going to be over at the CEDIA Expo.
Yep.
And y'all are going to be at booth 3220.
Yep.
And
correct.
It's the biggest booth that Ring has ever had.
Yeah.
And I think it's across the
Control 4.
Yeah.
Right near Control 4.
Yeah,
so
right
that's
across
usually a pretty good landmark.
There you go. Yeah. And it's almost right in the middle of the expo.
Yeah, it's right almost dead center when you come up the center aisles through the doors. You can't miss it.
All right. And so people really need to stay tuned. Integrators need to stay tuned because y'all got some special announcements that might be happening.
We're going bigger than we ever had to, and there's got to be a reason for that. So I'll leave it at that.
There you go. And for those of our audience that are consumers and potential clients or considering, there's a lot of different opportunities. One, video doorbell, that's probably something that everybody knows of. You got those motion lights that are floodlights or spotlights that are around the house that work off of motion. You got those new landscape lights. Well, they're not new. I guess they're kind of new.
Yeah, newish.
Newish. And what's cool is that it works with motion. So if motion triggers those, then your cameras start recording.
Well, and also one other thing, sorry, you made me think of something else. So yes, it'll trigger the camera to start recording, but then also if you have existing landscape lighting inside your house, it's low voltage, it was installed with the house, or you had a landscaper do it, we have a module that'll tap into that also. Cool. So that way that you can use your existing lights, you don't have to replace them. Or you can do a conjunction. You can have the Ring battery-powered ones, you can have your existing landscape, have our module, and it'll be able to trigger those lights as well.
I didn't know that.
So you learned something
Yeah.
today.
Did you get that, Gamble?
Yeah, so this must form part of the Works With Ring scheme, where we're seeing on the website a lot of devices, from other brands that are working with your products. Is that something that?
So yeah, we do have that also, but this is actually
Okay.
a Ring first party product that's called our Ring
Brilliant.
Transformer. That'll hook on into any low voltage lighting setup that you have. So
Fantastic.
So if you already have landscape lights, you put this module in it.
Yep.
Well, you call it professional.
Call it professional.
You put this little module on it.
Yep.
And so if there's sensors, and do you set it up to a schedule? Like, hey, guys, I want you to trigger.
Oh, yeah, you can schedule it. It's treated just like any other Ring light product is. You can schedule it to come on. You can have it be activity-based. If there's motion detected, it'll come on. So it'll still operate like your normal existing low-voltage lights do, and they come on at dusk and off and then turn off. Or you can have it scheduled through the Ring app, or you can have it motion-based too.
Dude, that's cool, Gamble. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so booth 3220, CEDIA Expo 2019 is a must visit. We're going to come there. We're going to do some videos. We're going to do some photography there, and we'll chat to some of the Ring staff, and we'll take you right up close to the products at the Expo. Now, Andrew, during our build up to the Expo, JJ and I have picked a booth each week that we recommend people should go visit. And I know you've been a visitor to that show many times before, and there's so many to choose from. But excluding Ring, is there a must-visit booth that you think people should check out there?
Hands down, the Sonos booth. Absolutely is going to be one of the hottest booths outside of Ring at the show, and I'm not just saying that because I'm an ex-Sonos employee. It's going to be a hopping booth. It's going to be a happening spot to go see. I would highly recommend people to go see that booth if it's not already on your list.
Awesome. Right. We'll definitely be going there, and hopefully they have another off-site as well, which is always a highlight of the show. JJ, have you got a booth this week, or is that a silly question?
Well, I mean, we're going to be hitting up that Ring booth, no doubt about it. But, like last year, I was all about Logitech, and I'm still all about Logitech, and that's booth 526. And so I'm going to go by there and see our good friends over there at Logitech and see what they got coming out. I think they got a couple of cool products that they're launching this year. I don't know. I'll have to check with Pike and see what he's got to say. But, yeah, man, I am definitely going by booth 526 and going to see our good friends Logitech, who have some incredible control solutions that we're, integrating in unique ways. How about yourself, Gamble? What do you got?
I'm sticking with the practical tech. So last week it was a water leak detector from Hero Labs. This week I've gone with Kohler. They make technology for kitchens and bathrooms, so things like a smart shower, a smart tap for your kitchen sink. I'm a big fan of summoning water with your voice, or requesting a preferred temperature for your bath or shower. I think that's it's going to be a firm favorite in the luxury market over the next couple of years. You'll see the integration of some of these smart devices in kitchens and bathrooms. So I'm going to go and check that out. That's booth 330.
There you go. Andrew, it's been awesome having you stop by.
Great time, man. I really appreciate you guys having me on.
Flying in for an hour and then flying out. That's amazing. I love it when our manufacturers help support us like that.
Hey, man, you guys got it going on. We're just happy to be part of it.
That's awesome. Thank you for swinging by.
Yep, appreciate it.
Hey, Gamble, like we ask our clients, or not our clients, but all the digital ramblers and all the viewers that join us every week, please support us. Share this content. If you got a question, put it down below in the content. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Facebook. We're on 11 podcast channels. And so we're everywhere.
Yeah, and we've caught the bug. We've got another interview next week, and we've got some special guests coming in. So we've heard their name mentioned a couple of times. We've got Sonos joining us next week.
Dude, I'm so excited.
We'll leak more of that during the week, but we're delighted to get this episode out this week with Ring and share the story of Ring. And like I say, we'll be following up with it at the Expo, and we'll be seeing these products up close. So I'm excited about that, JJ.
Yeah, absolutely. And one area that you can find all of our content is at digitalrambleshow.com, and that's our website. Find all our podcasts, all of our video content. So thank you again for joining us for this episode. Season 6, episode 37. All right, brother. Well, you have a great week.
I will. back to it. Take care, JJ. Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you.
Every month, the Digital Ramble will receive a regular source of income from supporters who've pledged through Patreon. For as little as $1 a month, having your ongoing support means we spend less time thinking about business and more time creating quality content for you.
Customized, based in Norfolk, England, are proud sponsors of the Digital Ramble. Check out our all set up services. It's smart home installation with ease. Customize.uk.com.
If you're looking to make your basic home smart, check out digitaldelight.com/shop, where they have a variety of different smart home technology solutions that help make smart home shopping easy for you. Check out digitaldelight.com/shop.